Yeah.
Hi, folks. We're all set here, and we have a very special and interesting Greg Sterlace, Tim Saracki, Greg Sterlace show today. Excuse me, I got a little allergy issues, but today we got somebody who's a celeb, somewhat of a cause celebre, I guess the term would be, and she's been on shows from Laura Ingraham, CBS This Morning, Hugh Downs, the McLaughlin Group. I mean, I can go right on down the line, folks.
Today's Show.
Yeah, we can just go right over to
Tonight's Show is Jay Leno.
Let's give Paula a hand, everybody. She has been sexually harassed by none other than Harvey. From Harvey and Corky.
Which makes it extra special, apparently.
And she was
better than all the other sexual harassment in her life.
Yes, all the other sexual harassment pales in comparison.
Now, I believe, Paula, that this started on the set of The Burning, which starred Holly Hunter and young Jason Alexander.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Jason Alexander,
Before anybody ever knew who they were.
And she won the Academy Award later for Best Actor.
Yeah, not for The Burning.
No, but for the piano player.
And Paula, I believe I asked you if you met Holly or Jason. You said you remember kind of you did, but
kind of in passing, but they were nobody. And the thing is, what I didn't understand until I did this is that the cast and the crew stay separate most of the time. At least on this movie they did. And the crew thinks that they're the cheese, and they think that the cast are just cattle. So they don't really associate with them. They kind of just hang with themselves.
Right.
Cut to the punchline.
They're the artists. Shut up.
Says Laura Ingraham.
So what did you do? You were like an accountant or something like that?
No, I was a production assistant, but I also helped the accounnt with things like.
And that's when it got sticky, so to speak.
And then
it didn't quite get sticky.
You went up to Harvey's room at the Cavalier Motor Lodge on Niagara Falls Boulevard. Remember the Cavalier?
Yeah, of course. That's where he was waiting for her naked.
Niagara Falls Boulevard, kind of
they got
seedy dive on the wharf.
But the thing is, he knew Paula, the young, beautiful intern, was coming up. Paula's on her way. He goes, okay, good, send her up.
Wait a minute.
True, right?
Wait a minute. Give me a few minutes to get my clothes off.
And you had like thousands of dollars of checks for him to sign. And he said, I can only sign these if I take off the towel, right?
He didn't quite say that. He just did it.
Wasn't he hiding behind the door?
He was more of a doer than a sayer,
Was he hiding behind the door?
He was hiding behind the door with the. He's got the towel on. He opens the door. He's behind the door, and then when I get in, he closes the door, and I see he's standing there with his hand towel.
So you never saw his knob or anything?
I did not see his knob.
You couldn't see his knob, but you kept looking at his eyes, right? Instead of seeing his knob.
Face,
was it so minuscule that you couldn't see it, or you just did not look in the general nether regions?
I could see like an aura from his shoulders to his eyes.
Was it angelic? It was angelic, wasn't it?
I would have felt around for it.
I had no actual physical contact with the man at the time. Thank you.
But then he keep pointing to his crotch and saying, "What's this check about?"
He sat on the bed and he put the checks on the folder on his lap, and he kept saying, "What about this one?" And I would look at him and say, "Which one is that, Harvey?"
Now, you knew him before from Harvey Corky Stage 1. You used to go there and party that place out in Maine Clarence?
Yeah, I didn't know him. I knew who he was. I never met him.
Then he put out like feelers for someone to work on this movie?
No, I was going to UB as a communication student.
Oh, you heard about it?
And I didn't hear about the movie. I needed to do an internship.
Right.
So I called them and I said, I'm going to work. Maybe I'll get to meet some famous rock and roll stars, right?
On the Burning, yeah.
Before the Burning. She thought she'd work with the rock company.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
She asked to work with the rock company.
This would have been the music side,
the promoter,
not the movie side.
Yeah,
the movie was the first movie, so they weren't all geared up yet.
Right, and then he just asked me if I would
he said, would you rather be in Hollywood,
on the movie, and I thought that sounded more exciting even than the rock stars.
Yeah.
So, do you think that he ruined your film career after this incident? And that's why you're working on Greg Sterlace movies for little or no money?
That's the lowest of
actually no money.
Little or no money.
No money, not little.
There's no money.
There's no money.
Anti-money.
I did.
Sorry, Greg. I kid because I love you.
That's
know that.
That's true, though. She's working with no money on my projects. Or she could have been working with her. If she had
this is the closest I ever came to working in film again.
I think we should go home tonight.
So seriously,
behind a door with all my clothes off, the hand towel, throw it away. Say, what about these checks, Paula? What about these checks?
That's nothing I haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's true.
So you weren't ever called back to work on another film? You are. Because you saw him at the premiere of The Burning, right?
Yeah, I
in
saw
New York
him,
City.
like,
she begged him to work on Shakespeare in Love, and she turned him down.
6 months
Had a-
later,
had
when
a fax.
I saw him in the lobby of the Burning when they were premiering it.
Some
in
city
New York
movie.
City.
Some
He
No,
kinda
New York City.
grown.
No, New
Yeah,
York City.
Yeah,
Big City Theater in Harlem, right?
I was living there.
Not in Harlem,
Oh.
in Manhattan.
I was living
Well,
there.
Harlem is
I don't
Manhattan,
remember where it
technically,
was,
but-
actually, to tell you the truth.
It was
but
Harlem.
There
all
was
I
the
can-
premiere.
All I can tell you is that he groaned when he saw me, and he said, "Are you everywhere?"
Oh, God, Paul, are you everywhere?
And I said, "Yes, I am."
But what about the fact that he cornered you alone after he later on in the shoot?
Well, right.
And
That
he-
was
and
at
tell
the
that
end.
cornered you?
At the end of the shoot.
A second time, yeah.
Ooh.
He
What did he
just-
say that time?
All he did was I was by myself at
Okay.
this office, and
he knew it, of course, just
I
like the
was
last
alone
time, you
because
know.
Right.
I was
Scumbag.
I was manning the phone and the walkie-talkie between the set and this way I could call the fire department just in case something happened.
Okay.
So he walked in, and
And it could have been the fire department calling you.
I think the last
for
people I
Harvey,
call is
you
the
know?
fire department.
Would've called- Harvey Weinstein was harassing me. Get the fireman over here.
I would have called out the National
Stat.
Guard, just like Lou Reed in Street Hustle.
Finish the
so
story.
he
Street
said,
Hustle.
Call out the
So he said,
National Guard.
basically, he
creamed in
just
his
said to me,
jeans.
he said, was that the most exciting thing that happened to you on your internship? So was seeing me naked, and I said, no, Harvey, actually, you disgust me.
Oh, really? That was
Her
a-
catchphrase.
That was her career
Her
right there.
catchphrase, "You
That's where it
disgust
went.
me,"
Yeah.
was in the Daily Mail in England, the Daily Mirror in England.
It wasn't in the Guardian, though. It didn't make the Guardian.
But no, that's highfalutin.
I know, it should have made the Guardian, though.
Oh, but it was in Variety. She was in
Yeah.
Variety.
The Hollywood
Your
Reporter.
comment was on
Yeah.
those? Oh my!
In the Daily
And my
Mirror,
The Hollywood
picture.
Reporter, the Daily Mirror.
the Hollywood
my
Reporter,
picture,
Variety.
I didn't know this.
Oh
New
my
York
God.
Post.
It's all
It
over
wasn't in the
internet.
public.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh,
Not
Yeah,
yet.
how come you're not? You should make the cover of the public, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well,
Yeah.
Did you ever? All these years, I told you to go to the press with this, and you didn't go. And as soon as it exploded with Ashley Judd and Rita Moreno, is that the other woman, Rita Moreno? You went to the
I don't
press.
think so.
Asia Argento.
No, it's the other Rose McGowan.
There's a lot of women in there, man. I mean, a lot.
50.
50 now.
And
This-
Slate.com. Slate.com has told Paula.
You're 51, right, Paula?
No, I'm number
Slate.com is
one
number
because I'm the
one.
earliest.
They're
So-
going chronologically on Slate.com, so Paula's name is
She's number one. She's number
She's
one.
the earliest to
She's
come
number
out.
one.
I
When-
didn't
when
have
George-
to. I didn't have to see him
Right.
pleasuring himself.
No, into a potted plant.
Right.
which
But
is
George
really good news
Stephanopoulos
for me.
was interviewing a Hollywood insider on Good Morning America, and he said, and the Good Morning America insider said, now we know it goes all the way back to 1980 after seeing that video of you, and now she's number one on Slate.com. They got her first, and Gwyneth Paltrow's 16th.
She's number one with a bullet.
That's great. So when people see Slate.com, they see your name first. That's great.
So you
and
pumped
CNN called her and got all the information so they could put her photo on this deal. They had to crawl all the photos
Right.
of all the women. CNN made sure to get what photo she wanted. CNN. They called her twice.
Yeah.
Did you tape it on the-
If you hadn't
Cable News Network.
If you hadn't punked him off, maybe that would have been the end of everything. Maybe that would have been where it
Oh,
stopped.
so no, because
Really?
my
you
friend,
could have been
So we-
Mrs. Weinstein.
my
You're right, because he needed someone in his life at that point.
No.
my
No.
friend who will
No. I don't
remain
think-
nameless.
Nameless.
She was harassed
Angela
in
Lansbury?
1974.
She was the first
Oh,
one.
But she doesn't
So
want
she
to
hasn't
go
gone
forward.
public yet.
She doesn't want to
But
go
she
public.
will.
No,
No,
she doesn't
she
want
won't.
to.
She's going to
She
do it on
won't.
our show. Give her a call.
I got her phone number on my phone, on my dumb phone.
So all this time, you never talked about this, Paul? All the time
No,
you've done
lots
this
of
show?
times.
Oh, I talked about it a
You
lot.
never mentioned it to me. You never mentioned it on the show.
No, that's
we
true.
never. You and I
didn't
never
wanna
really
talk on
had
the
that
show.
heartfelt
Right.
Harvey Weinstein talk.
No, not yet. No, but until that's interesting because Dave Staubin knew about it. Everybody knew about it. I didn't know anything about
Renee,
it.
your
Greg.
sister, knew about it.
Yeah, I didn't know-
Everybody. Well, you're on the loop, too.
I didn't know harassment was such a big deal. Now, Lori, are you harassed these days or what?
That's right. You probably are all the
You
time.
are, man. I know you are. You are.
No, I'm still waiting.
Okay.
Still waiting for
All right,
harassment.
then we'll go back to the harassed girl.
The thing is, Harvey Weinstein is so famous. As soon as it broke, Time magazine put him on the cover alone.
like
you know,
OJ? And
That's so big that he's like on
I
the
didn't see
cover.
the picture, I didn't.
It's an ugly black and white photo.
Well-
Accentuating his
black and white.
Yeah, it's artsy black and white.
He's got, like,
it's a lot
big
of
blow-
big blowhard face with stubble on it.
Stubble.
And
Like me.
And Bill Maher said that you could just, if he lost 135,000 pounds, and he groomed himself, he could have got dates in Hollywood being a producer without having to masturbate into plants.
Paula,
Well-
were you ever attracted to him?
Yeah,
No.
did you ever want to?
No.
You disgust me is your catchphrase.
How about, can I throw something in here?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think so.
I was in Corky Burger's homeroom.
Yeah, Corky. I want to ask you about that.
That's amazing.
Nobody ever talks about Corky.
Is Corky dead?
Was he a teacher?
No, Corky. No.
Student along at the same
He was a
time.
fellow student.
Did you think he was going to become famous someday? And
no, he was one of the jocks.
is that why you went to see Lou Reed? Because Corky got you backstage passes for Lou Reed?
No.
Well, that was a Harvey and Corky production when you saw Lou Reed, though.
Yeah, I know. It may have been, but I don't.
At Century Theater.
Years later. It was like 1972.
Right. But yeah, I'm just saying that was a Harvey and Corky production.
It was like 3 years later.
Wow.
We heard a story from our friend whose show remain name was Paul Galvin. And
You can't mention that, Greg.
He said that he had friends that he heard in '71 when Harvey and Corky first started doing the concert promoting. They brought the Grateful Dead to town. It was '71 or '72.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Harvey said to the Dead girls that because the concert was sold out, the small concert. He said, "If you blow me, you can go see the Dead for free." And they said, "We don't want to. We'd rather skip it."
We don't want to see the Dead, or we don't want to blow you.
We don't want to blow you. We want to see the Dead, but we don't want to
see your dead meat.
We don't want to blow you to see the Dead. Which is, I mean, what a comment. That's how many times has that sentence been said? We don't want to blow you to see the Dead. I mean, that's really.
That's a beautiful sentence.
I think Richard wrote that in chalk on his sidewalk.
I mean, at first when CBS called her, she said, "This is a prank." It was like we were sitting around. She's like, "Is this a prank?" And then they said, "Come to a hotel room." We went to the Hotel Henry, that psychiatric center, for the interviews. It was really bizarre. We were in this. There was like one staff member in the whole building. It was really eerie.
Wow, that's cool.
And then we get over there, and they have so many lights. It's just the whole room filled with the camera and the lights. And then the feeds of CBS and the CBS producer asking you the question.
Yeah.
You were good. You weren't nervous. Why were you not nervous? Oh, you're used to being on Saracki Steroids, high
yeah, that's
stuff.
right. Highfalutin stuff like
stuff
that.
like this.
No,
You're so used to the camera.
I don't have a shy bone in my body. You know that.
Wow. No, this I hate
So
to
who
tell
interviewed
you,
her? Robin Roberts?
You don't like being nude.
Oh, that's
a
not
shy.
That's
someone
modest.
here.
Oh, okay.
There's
right.
a difference
modest
between
and
shy and modest.
That's right.
I'm not taking my clothes off and
So
no.
when did the trauma stop? Like a few days later after Harvey did this to you? Or?
I continued to work on the. I tried to ignore him the rest of the time.
Yeah,
I was
Laura
there.
Ingalls said, why did you get off the movie set? Why did you quit? And you said Harvey would have won then.
Yeah.
You
I don't even know what channel Laura Ingram's on anymore. What channel
She's
is she
not on in Buffalo.
She's a radio thing?
She's
radio.
a
But she's
conservative.
taking over.
She's taking over out of the air.
It's great because right when she interviewed Paula, she's taking over for Bill O'Reilly in a few weeks. She's going to have the new spot where Bill O'Reilly used to be.
Oh.
Laura Ingram's taking over.
Ooh.
And of course, she's not worried. They're not as worried about her sexually harassing young women as they were about Bill O'Reilly.
Wait, she's
Not
going to be on
as
Fox
worried.
News or taking off that guy with the bow tie? What's that guy's
Tucker
name?
Carlson's just filling in.
Oh, he's gone.
No, he's gonna be on this network still, but he's not gonna be in
On that time
spot.
slot?
Yeah, right.
Oh, he's got, wow.
Because
Well,
Tucker Carlson said the thing about what did he say about pumpkin spice last week? Is it racist? Is pumpkin spice latte racist? Remember he said that?
come on. He's such an asshole. Are you
Yeah,
serious?
he's a jerk. So you got over the trauma quickly, right, Paula?
I did. It wasn't.
So it's more like a fun parlor story you've been telling for the last 37 years.
Is, like I said, I ignored him. I ignored him for the whole shoot. I was a little leery about running into him again.
And then when he became famous, you started.
And then he became famous.
like,
It was at least 10 years after it happened. So
Yeah.
I didn't have any. Listen.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Have there since the time I was probably 8 or 9 years old.
Okay.
Or 10.
People have been exposing themselves to me.
Men probably, right?
Yes.
Really now?
You say people.
Women too. I have had.
Oh man,
when
I've done some weird things, but I never exposed myself.
When I
to.
was
sent
12,
dick
somebody
pics,
tried
right?
to touch
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
inappropriately. When I was a teenager, all through my teenage years, it's disgusting what goes on. It happens to all women. All women.
Lori, does it happen to you? Oh, we already went
She's
there.
waiting for that.
Okay,
Still.
we already went there.
Have you been? Has a man exposed himself to you, Lori?
Not yet.
Are you waiting for it? Are you waiting expectantly, or are you hesitant about it? You're worried about
I'm curious.
it?
Well,
So
let me
Paula,
tell
Did this
you.
happen in elementary school and all that?
And when there used to
Really?
be a guy that used to drive around, and he used
This
to.
is-
Oh, the ice cream talk, right?
Now, for
No,
those who
this-
don't know, she grew up in East Lovejoy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Right,
With
right by
Bill-
the, right by the
with Bill Quigley,
Quigley's.
yeah.
Right by
there
the
was
Quigley's.
there was a guy who used to drive around, and what he
Yeah.
would do is when kids were crossing the street, he would like kind of pull over, and he was naked from the waist down.
Oh,
and
my
so
God.
I saw this guy at least 3
Getting this
times.
show. I should know. Okay, go ahead.
And then there were other people who
Men.
inappropriate, right, men.
In the neighborhood.
Stop saying people. You mean men.
You're just walking down the street or something, and you get
Jeez,
accosted. It's disgusting.
That East Lovejoy area.
It's not just East Lovejoy; it's the world.
It's the whole world,
Yeah.
Tim.
Okay, the world then. Okay, yeah.
Remember when Sam?
Okay, the
remember
world.
when, remember when
Yeah,
Samantha?
fine.
Lovejoy
Samantha
is big
Bee
enough that you can
Me
have it east and
too.
a west.
Now you
Yeah,
part of
East
that
and
Me
West.
Too thing?
Yes, she is. That's her thing
Me
now.
Too, you
She's
too.
going on WBBZ.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
next.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
go
are?
on.
The Buzz. The Buzz.
Buzz.
No,
Oh,
the
Buzz.
Channel 5 on
The
local.
Buzz.
They're going to have a sex harassment lawyer on there with her.
Oh, that 10 o'clock in the morning show with those
No,
broads.
it's 5.
Does he want to?
5
Does he want
yeah,
to get me some money? That would be great.
Get you some money.
money from Harvey. Harvey is a multimillionaire.
I know, but it's
It's kind of past the statute of limitations 37 years later.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of people suing him, I bet. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, of course. He's a motherfucker.
Well, now
You know,
he's already.
It's just an
Now, what do you think
evil,
about the fact that
evil
he
man.
He's a son of a
unequivocally
bitch. That's
denies
right.
Trump would say.
Got the blue
anything
balls.
happened
No,
non-consensual.
No, he didn't say that. He said that
No, his
the,
attorneys vigorously denied that.
the actual rape allegations or anything where he did something physical like that. He's not denying that he took
Well, yeah,
it
because
out
he said he's.
in front of people.
But what what about his? What do you think about his Harvey's? He said that his excuse is the 60s and 70s were a different time. This happened to you in 1980, so that was different. So that was right when the times started switching a little bit. But
yeah, that's
is that
where
a good
I say
excuse?
blow
The
me.
60s. Wow, you say blow me about the 60s and 70s excuse? It was a different time though back then.
Different
60s
era,
and
Greg.
70s,
Different
right?
era.
It was
Yeah.
a lot more. It was a lot more.
So were
lot more
the
innocent, you know?
18.
It's not more innocent when you
Peace
were
and
exposing
love.
yourself to
Yeah.
So
women.
were the 1890s.
Yeah.
So were the
Free love was very
1720s.
Free love was
Yeah.
big.
We
So
no-
were the
we no longer have this
1019s.
Victorian morality
Lori's right,
anymore.
Paul.
We just
Maybe
don't.
he's trying to just do free love with you, and you misinterpreted it.
Free, set them
Just
free.
kidding.
No.
Joking.
Free love.
You're
no,
tough.
I don't think. I mean, I'm not. They're.
So there's been way worse experiences you've had with men exposing themselves to you, but he's just the most famous, right? You've had worse harassment through your life, correct? That's what you want to say. That
You have?
Women have had horrible harassment.
I've had. I've had bad things happen.
Yeah, and
Damn.
so he's just.
And I'm not
he's just the
gonna
most
talk about
No, he's
it.
just the
No,
most
no, we're
famous.
not.
You know what?
No.
And if a bad thing happened with Harvey, I probably wouldn't have talked about it because that's a painful thing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
I agree there.
But when it is something like this where I actually stuck up for myself and I don't have anything to be
And
ashamed
you
of.
never even saw his wiener anyway, so.
Can I ask you a question? You mentioned in the story about the fact that you went and you told the other two guys who you were working with.
Right.
And one of them went back to Harvey and threatened him.
What he told me he did, and I'm not sure that this happened. This is just hearsay.
This was hearsay.
He told me that he went into Harvey's room and he threw him up against the wall. And he told him, if you touch or harass anyone else on this project, you will be personally answerable to me.
So it
But
was
Laura
okay
Ingraham-
to harass you, but not anybody else.
Just me, yeah.
It was.
Who was this other guy? What was this? What was he?
He was the accountant, but he was
Oh.
a big, burly Irish guy.
Right, he wouldn't take no shit.
And he was disgusted by what happened.
Right.
But Laura
Right.
Ingraham said she thinks that really did happen. It sounds right to her. She said that, if you remember, she said that burly guy throwing Harvey against the wall. At least Laura Ingraham wanted to believe that, which was nice.
Well, I wanted to believe it too because somebody else had said to me, "Do you think that guy set you up?" Because he did call Harvey to let him know I was coming, and I don't believe that.
No, he's a nice gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, not that I don't believe it. I just think that he was a decent guy, and
But there's so few of us. How many are there? Half
There
a
really
dozen?
is. I don't know, Greg. I don't know.
Half a dozen, Tim? How many would you
At least.
guesstimate? Guesstimate.
25,
30 across the world.
27 and a
So out
half.
of 4 billion men, there's 30 decent ones.
There's not that many, Greg.
So you didn't know about, because Samantha Bee said all the people like you, Tim Saracki, all the men across America were amazed at how Harvey Weinstein would go this far.
Yeah.
Everyone was amazed how
Samantha
Harvey
Bee?
Weinstein would go this far, except for half the population of women. They were not amazed. Everybody else, all the men were amazed.
Yeah.
That Bill O'Reilly would go so far and Harvey Weinstein would go
Who's
so far.
Sammy B? I don't ever heard of.
Samantha Bee.
What's she?
She has a show on Comedy Central.
Oh, I don't watch that.
No, TBS. She used to be on Comedy Central. She's been on a Daily Show.
I don't get the cable, but is she a comedian?
Yeah, she's a
Yeah,
comedian.
she's really good.
All right, I know. Okay, Samantha B. I'll have to look out for her.
Yeah, look on the internet.
Okay, and she talks about Paula?
Well, she said no.
Oh.
She,
Okay, go ahead, Greg. What did she say?
no, she just said that women don't want to see men's dicks. They're not
They really
interested.
don't. They don't want.
I mean, how?
Chicks, you don't want to see knobs, do you? No.
Howard
No,
Stern
of course
said-
you don't. No,
Yeah.
Laura. Yeah, let me ask you. You want to see a dick, do you?
She's expectantly waiting. We already covered that. You're
I want to
expectantly
see
waiting.
one. I know where to. I know where to
I know
look.
where to go. God bless her. You're a big head. All
I
right.
say-
Yeah. God bless her. There she is, Miss America. God
Miss America
bless her.
2017.
All right. Now in a serious vein. Go ahead, Paula. Now in a serious vein.
So your new thing is the Me Too campaign, right? You don't care about this little Harvey Weinstein incident. You want to use that to bring attention to
Well,
the real problem, right? The serious vein from Tim Saracki.
I want to talk about. You know what? I've had a couple women tell me that they've had friends since they're older now. They're in their 50s.
Okay.
And they told me that for the first time in their life now, they are sitting down and talking with their friends they've had since their 20s and talking about what happened to them, and that is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, that is.
And so I think that.
Remarkable.
And can it change from Hollywood on down? Because some people say Hollywood would change a little bit now because these men know that the actresses can go
Oh,
right.
hell no,
right,
man. It's never going to be like that, Craig. It's always going to be a casting couch and all that
But
stuff.
what if
You
the
know it is.
Oh,
You know how guys...
No, but what if the famous
It's about
ones?
the power. Isn't that right, Paul? It's about the power.
But won't the
about
famous
power.
ones?
Yeah.
But won't the famous
Yeah.
ones come out earlier and criticize a man now?
Nah.
Because like Gwyneth Paltrow, after she's already won the her movie's already.
Oscars, yeah.
I mean,
know.
Angelina Jolie won an Oscar and she still didn't come out.
I know.
But
I
I'm
know.
saying nowadays, wouldn't an Oscar-winning actress come out and say John Smith
I think
harassed
that
me?
all of these women were telling each other. I think they were saying, "Hey, if you're going to work on this Weinstein project, you better be aware. If he calls you to his room, don't go."
Well, they said it was just Harvey being Harvey. That one guy, Oliver Stone, backed him up for one thing.
Yeah,
Oh
there's
my
a lot
God.
of there's a lot
Oliver
of
Stone
blowback
backing
too,
him up.
Greg. There's Woody Allen, Jeff Simon locally in his article. He says there's going to be sort of this vigilantism or whatever.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, you know
Well,
what?
he
I
talked to
said,
Jeff about
I
that.
understand what you're saying. I said,
Right.
but I think honestly, yes, there are some women who would try to make a buck on it.
Hell yeah, there are. Oh,
but
yeah.
the thing is, women that are coming out that were harassed so long ago,
Right.
there's nothing in it for them except
Women like you, for example.
No.
There's nothing in it.
There's nothing in
you
it.
just want the story out there. So
well, I feel better that there's some kind of perspective that
Mm-hmm.
it's been going on since 1980, and now I know
Did you hear the news about Bill Cosby?
what.
He's also one of these people.
Shut up! I thought you were going to say he went to jail or
Mr.
something.
Wholesome. The pudding pops and the and Van Albert, all that stuff, and then it turns out he's a scumbag too. And didn't Jeff Simon tell you, "God bless you for coming forward"?
Something like
Jeff
that.
Simon
yeah.
said, "God bless you for coming forward, Paula." He's quite a guy.
See, people think that this is the only thing that it is a little scary because you put yourself out there and people say asshole things.
And then Tim makes sound effects while you're talking seriously about
what
sexual
the hell?
harassment.
Like what were you wearing at the time? Like, please, give me a break.
I never said that. I mean, I don't care what were you wearing? Did you have like a little muumuu or something?
Probably jeans and a T-shirt. I mean,
Good.
like really hypersexual.
Were you like ban the bra back then?
No, I am a big weirdo, and I am so hung up. You have no idea. You can ask Greg, but
You're
I hope he
repressed
doesn't
then,
give
right?
you. I hope he doesn't give you any details. But I am kind of.
Sorry, I'm not allowed at this moment to give any details.
No details will be given.
At this juncture, I cannot give any details on how hung up she is.
No details are
I'll
given.
tell you later, Tim, when the
Okay,
show's over.
that's
Yeah. At a later junction in 10 minutes. Now, maybe it's a junction, and I'll tell you.
All right.
Petticoat
Junction. So, I mean, your life. What are you waiting for now? Oprah Winfrey to call you for 60 Minutes?
Yeah,
or?
what the hell, man? Where's Oprah?
You know what I'm really pissed off about?
I don't know.
CBS and ABC nationally called Paula. CNN called Paula, and NBC is yet to call you or the Today Show. Nothing.
I feel slighted.
And that's the same network that last week Trump said, I'm going to get rid of their license because I don't like the way they're doing the news. And it's obvious they're fucked up at NBC.
They're worried. They're worried because Trump
is saying,
Trump and
they're not going to have Paula
Harvey are friends.
I
know. Laura Ingraham was worried that Paul was going to equate.
I want to have a heartfelt conversation with Oprah. I've always wanted that.
Right.
Well, I think this.
Who hasn't?
I think this is going to go on for you for a while because there's going to be books written about Harvey. People are going to contact you about.
I think she's going to make
some movies and all that stuff.
The 8 black and white photos.
Yeah, it's going to go on for you.
The 8 pages of black and white photos in the Harvey Weinstein book.
I'm going to have to. There. I'm going to have to go.
The earliest one, 1980.
I'm going to have to go look for those.
Well, the reason CBS, no, but 74 hasn't come forward. The 80 came forward.
No.
The reason CBS and ABC called her is because she came forward 9 years earlier than anybody else. You came forward 9 years earlier. Now you were, and then they started saying on TV, they were like, "Well, now we've established it's been since the beginning of his movie career, not just once he got to Hollywood. Before he went to Hollywood, they said on TV, on CBS." This woman was harassed.
There were other people from Buffalo that Facebooked me, inboxed me, that I didn't even have as friends.
Yeah.
And they told me that, when I was a reporter, he said this, he did this. And so this has been going on for a long time.
He also punched his brother in the nose and broke his nose.
I guess his brother's got
Bob's
some.
nose.
He's had some allegations made about him too. Now Bob has.
He did.
Yeah,
brother,
yesterday. Yeah.
He was very nice, and he knew what happened to me.
Yeah.
Bob knew about the harassment for 37 years, and he was covering it up.
But he also was involved in some harassment, from what I understand, Greg. That came out yesterday.
Did they do a tag team wrestling thing?
I don't know what they did.
You're in now. You're in. Bob, here, I'm going to grab your hand. Bob, get in here. Harass this woman. Take her clothes off. Go to. And why is it Harvey always wanted to? It's always a shower thing with Harvey. What is that? He did the shower thing.
It's a clean thing.
He wants to make.
He's a clean. Why is he always so scuzzy looking at that?
If he's gonna have some sex, he wants to be at least clean.
But why was he saying, "Do you want to watch me take a shower"?
Yeah, he was saying it to a lot of women.
Watch me take a shower
because he liked
of his great penis.
But he's bloated and.
But the thing is,
you find him attractive, Lori?
Well, the thing is, don't you think that some people
is he an attractive man?
have this idea that by pleasuring themselves while somebody's watching, it's more exciting?
Oh no! Wait a minute.
He did that with Ashley Judd in the potted plant.
That's different than just taking a shower.
But don't you think he was groping in the shower?
I don't think about those kind of things.
I don't know what to think. I'm at a loss here, Greg. What do you guys say about this?
This is a special episode of Saracki Sterlace. We don't usually cover sexual harassment for half an hour.
Actually, this has been a very civil episode. It's like one of the few kind of like civil, sensical ones we've done in a while.
It's a public service announcement with guitars.
It's like a Me Too kind of thing.
Yeah,
on public access, which is great.
And YouTube,
we don't count YouTube by them.
YouTube has millions of people watching YouTube.
But
hundreds of millions.
But I think it's
Paul,
cool if you watch it on
TV. Will this be a fight in the car later?
No.
You feel good though, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Tim handled it appropriately, or was he touchy?
No, Tim did a good job.
He did a very good job.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I didn't know he could do the serious, dignified show.
Every once in a while, I like doing this, Greg. And you were, Greg,
you just said it was first time ever a minute ago.
You were in control. You were reserved, and we gave Paula her space. Lori had some prescient points to make, and
prescient.
It all worked out really well. So we're gonna stop sucking each other's dicks here, and Paula. You can't.
That's sexual harassment.
I don't have one.
You got an ending word to say about anything about Lori Ingraham or Paula Zahn? Who interviewed you for CBS this morning? Who was it?
It was actually one of the producers.
Just a producer.
Oh, it wasn't like a celebrity?
They showed Charlie Rose, and he goes, well, here's the footage. But no, he didn't actually.
They had a picture of you live in the studio?
Oh, they had footage.
No, she was in Hotel Henry. And you see Charlie Rose sitting there, and the next second you see Paula.
Okay.
And then on Channel 7, on ABC, they went back to Robin Roberts, and she says.
Robin Roberts, that's what I thought.
They came back from Paula to Robin Roberts. Robin Roberts says, I hope this never happens again. I hope this stops. Remember she said that?
Yeah.
Did you believe her?
Oh, God, I hope this stops.
Was she
was
real?
pissed. pissed.
Robert.
But she was restrained. But she was like, I hope
She
this
wasn't
never.
a phony like
They said,
Laura
over to you,
Ingraham, was
Robert
she?
Roberts. She's like, I hope this
okay,
never happens
all right.
again.
Isn't
This
that the
Harvey
woman who
Weinstein.
used to be with what's his name?
No.
Howard Stern?
No, Robin Roberts
No,
was on
that's Robert
ESPN, wasn't
Quivers.
she?
Oh.
Robin Roberts was on ESPN, wasn't she? An announcer on ESPN for years. She did football, didn't she? Come on.
It's possible. Ice skating, I think she did for the
Well,
Olympics.
No, she did football. She did she was an ESPN commentator. I'm pretty sure, Greg. We're gonna look this up on Wiki after the show is over.
We lucked out having you on,
yeah,
Paula.
thanks,
'cause
Paula.
You said you wouldn't come on the show with me and Tim, but then once you were on national television, you were forced to come on as my wife. You
Forced to.
Because I mean, she can't be on CBS and ABC and then say I can't come to Saracki Sterlace. That would have been
Well,
bullshit.
Were you
I
against
shaved
it?
my legs and I put makeup on.
Was she against it for real? Was she against
Show
it?
your legs.
Well, no, she was like she didn't. She
I didn't know
wasn't.
she
Not that impressive.
She never
I
comes
just-
on
I
Saracki
shaved
No,
Sterlace.
she
my
doesn't.
legs.
You're gonna bother
But for this,
shaving them.
After she was on ABC and CBS and Channel
Right.
7 Eyewitness
Look at
News,
that.
There's
I shaved my legs.
Okay.
wow. You get a shot of that, Tim?
Oh, we're gonna okay.
No.
I don't
One,
think we can.
2, 3.
There you go.
There we go. I'm with Paula. Have a
Five,
good night, everybody.
4,
I haven't
3,
shaved my legs
Peace.
since
We're out of here.